Here we go. This is in the bedroom. First of all, got a spider plant. This was a baby that I took this year with the mother plant that's actually downstairs in my kitchen. I think there's two altogether. But this is doing really well. It seems to really love it here on this sunny windowsill. So that's one of the plants. I do like having a spider plant in the bedroom. They are really good air purifiers. So I've got them all around the house. Moving on to the next plant that I've got in my bedroom is this amazing Calathea medallion. And as you can see, we've got a brand new leaf that I've just noticed this morning that's starting to unfurl, which is amazing. This one was actually a present from my aunt, so it's also in a pretty amazing plant pot that's from Wayfair. It's a handmade, hand-weaved plant pot from some sort of sanctuary or community of ladies in Peru. So I really like this. It comes in loads of colours, so I'm sure I'm going to be buying more. But this is the medallion. I really love this medallion because of the colours underneath. And obviously being a type of prayer plant, it stands bolt upright at night. So I love it in here and just watching the leaves move. So here we have the only plant I've currently got in my bathroom. It's a parlour palm. It's one of my favourite plants actually. I got this as a set of 4. Where did I get them from? Can't remember, but I'll put a link in the comments as you'll see the other ones as I've got them downstairs. So this one was actually on my bedroom windowsill where the spider plant in the gold pot was, and it got severely sunburned, as you can see up here, and there's some other leaves around the back. It really didn't like it. It was in complete direct sunlight and hated every minute of it, but it seems to be doing really well now. As you can see, some more leaves down here. Got a couple of baby leaves sprouting out of these burnt ones, which is great, and it's really humid in this bathroom, so I think it's a lot happier in here and it seems to be growing. So fingers crossed, once it gets a bit taller or a bit bushy, I'll be able to remove these, but I just can't bring myself to snip them off now as I was the one that caused the damage. But we'll see how it goes. It seems to be happy, and I really like these palms, so I might have to buy another one. So here we are in my hallway. I've just got this new plant stand from Wayfair as I was running out of space to put my plant pots, and I get some lovely natural light in here from my front door. So this is the first one. It's a Syngonium arrowhead in pink. This is a lovely new leaf that's just unfurled. You can see what deep colour it is, so I think it's quite happy in this pot. There's a couple of new babies underneath, baby leaves coming, so I'm quite happy with this one. This was one that was in one of my plant hauls from May. This one again was on the plant haul from May. It's a Tradescantia. I'm not sure which variety it is, a Wandering Jew, but it seems quite perky and quite happy in this little pot, so I'm quite pleased with this one so far. This next one is a Gasteria Aloe Wanda. I've had this plant for ages. I think it was a gift from my mum. And I've just taken some babies off of this one. So she seems quite happy, and she's doing really well, nice and big, so can't really complain about that. Now these are some of my new cuttings. So here we've got a, oh, it's getting a bit tangled. Let's have a look. A Philodendron Brazil, as you can see by the stripes on the leaves. This is a cutting I got a couple of weeks ago that's just been potted up. Seems quite happy in here. There's a couple of new leaves on it, some new growth. There's a new leaf down here. It's waiting to come out. So hopefully that's going to take really well. I've then got this one, which is my Philodendron micans or mecans, or the velvet leafed one. So this one again was a cutting that I got in a plant haul a couple of days ago. That's been potted up and it seems quite happy. Then I've got my little, if I can take it out, my little Peperomia that I love. I think it looks crazy. But again, I got that from an Etsy seller. And she seems quite happy out here. So we'll leave her there to get some sun. Then at the back here, I've got a little prayer plant, which I've just noticed is springing out a new leaf, which is great. I love it. It goes great with my Calathea upstairs because they're the same sort of plant. Then still in my hallway, on the other side of the door, I've got my pothos philodendron shelf, if you like. So this one I think is or was supposed to be when I bought it, a neon pothos. But I'm not sure if it's actually a philodendron lemon lime. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not very good at telling the difference between philodendron and pothos. So if you know, let me know. But there are all the leaves. If you need to see the stems. Yeah. Then moving on to the next one, I have my golden pothos, which has just had a bit of a haircut and has got some cuttings going in the kitchen. So there you go, golden pothos. Then over here, I have my Enjoy, which is doing really well after a haircut again. We've got some new leaves that are poking up in the middle. It's quite a bushy one, this one. And as you can see, I actually got this one from cuttings as well. So that's my Enjoy. So we move on to my kitchen, and these are the plants in my kitchen. This is like the little conservatory area that I've got at the moment. So here I have 3 Haworthia babies that I took off recently. So this one, and this one. And then 2, these are Agasteria Aloe Wonder babies. I don't know if that's a crossbreed or it's actually an aloe or it's the big one that I've got in my hallway. So I took these 2 babies off recently. So these are the ones that desperately trying to get going in here. I've also got my string of pearls, which was a recent purchase. It seems to be doing okay. It's got quite a few babies on it, so fingers crossed that one will keep going. That's due to be hung on the wall soon. I've then got this little zebra. I think it's another Haworthia, but I'm not convinced it's very happy at all. I don't know much about this plant. It doesn't look green enough. It doesn't seem to be putting down any roots at all. It keeps falling out the pot. So I have no idea on this one, but I'll keep trying until it completely dries up and gives up on me. Here we've got a little moth orchid. It's got, I don't know, it looks like it's doing okay, but I'm never sure with orchids. I'm not very good with them. Then I've got the mother Haworthia plant there that I took the babies off of, that's just been repotted. And then here I have this humongous stretched, I'll just move some of these that way so you can see it a bit better. This stretched succulent. I think it's Leticia, but I'm not sure at all. And it's all stretched, and there's another baby one poking out that side. And this is popping all over the place at the minute. So there's a baby there. I've got babies down the bottom, popping out of leaves, everywhere. So I quite like these when they're stretched like this. When I got it, it was probably about half this size, maybe a year ago, year and a half ago. And I know it's only doing it to reach for light, but yeah, I quite like this. Then we move over here to the other side of my little conservatory bit, and I've got a humongous spider plant, which is the one that I took most of the babies from that I've got this year. So the one on the windowsill in my kitchen that I'll show you in a minute was a baby from this one last year. And then all of the other spider plant babies that you'll see in a minute are from this one or that one. Then I've got this cactus. I've no idea what this is. Don't know anything about cactuses. I think it's a droopy prickly pear. Could be. Don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what this one is. I'd be really curious because I'd love to try and propagate it from some of these little paddles, maybe. I'm not sure what they're called. But yeah, this one, I pretty much leave it alone. and water it when I remember. And that's it. Seems to be okay. Next I have this humongous coleus, which I've taken some epic cuttings from. This actually needs turning around. I don't know if you can see, but all the leaves are pointing in one direction, to the window, to the direction of the door. So I want to try and get this to be a bit bushier and not all stems. So I'll probably take some more cuttings from it, but yeah, it needs to straighten up a bit. It's getting a bit left-sided heavy. Then moving on to the next one, I have my little Chinese taro elephant's ear. Let me turn it around this way. So it's just put out this new leaf, this new bright green leaf, which is awesome. And oh, that one looks quite new as well. This has grown loads. I've only had this about, say, a month, and it has grown loads. Then on this side, as you can see, I've got a humongous string of hearts that's up there. It's not too happy at the moment. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, some of the lower ones have all dried out and gone a bit crispy, so I might have to give it a trim back to the healthy stuff. But that is my humongous string of hearts. Then here, I don't know if this is a Dracaena or a dung cane or a corn plant or a yucca. It could be anything. My son is putting icicles on everything, it seems, at the moment. And yeah, this plant decided to bloom in December, just gone. I don't know if you see the sticky bits that had all the flowers on them, and down there that had big white flowers on it that smelled lovely, but yeah, it was a bit strange, and the leaves, they just fall off. Obviously it's got all of this new growth on top, and this is literally the oldest plant I've ever owned. I got this as moving in present when I moved into my first flat about 10 years ago, nearly 11 years ago, from my now husband's mum, and it was literally just a stick. So this has grown loads, and yeah, I just try and leave it, water it, leave it, and let it do its own thing. I'm probably going to remove those old flowery bits though, but they're really thick and really stuck on, so I don't like messing with him too much. He's called Bert, by the way. So yeah, that's Bert. Then moving on to this massive Dracaena. I know this is a Dracaena, and this is the variegated one. I love this plant. It's one of the favourite plants in my whole house, just because it's got the red streaks down the leaves. Now this used to be a lot taller right up to there until my mum hacked at it last year and took 2 cuttings off. One died, but the other one is down here doing its thing, which is quite cool because I love this Dracaena. This was rescued by my dad. It was put into a skip, pot and all, about 8 years ago, and he just took the whole thing out and I took it in because I couldn't bear to see such a beautiful plant be put in the bin, really. It's a shame what crazy people do. Moving on to the next plants, I've got these little spider plant babies. There's one there and one there. So these are from the mother plant that you've just seen, and the one that I'll show you on the windowsill in a minute. These are just on my kitchen side at the moment, and I've actually got, if you can see, a little garlic clove hidden in here, because these two, I don't know why, and I don't know if you can see them, have got gnats, and they're driving me insane. And I heard a trick that if you put a garlic clove in there, not only does it grow, it also gets rid of the gnats because it's too smelly and they don't like them. So I've tried it in this one and I've left that one to see if they all go to this one. I know this pot is a bit of a mess, but it was the only pot I had at the time, and I do like a bit of recycling. So it's not working yet because I can see a gnat now walking right next to the garlic clove, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Then moving over, I have this Arabica, coffee Arabica. Now I got this at the same time as the Chinese taro in a set of 4, and the Parlour Palm, can never say that I got upstairs in the bathroom. So this is that one. See, this has got lovely thin stems. This did have a little spider friend living in it yesterday that we had to get rid of, but this has grown loads and it's an awesome plant. I love the leaves, they're really shiny and really tactile. It almost looks like a fake plant, but it's definitely not. And then finally, I have my, well, finally for this area, I've got my banana leaf plant. I'm a bit worried because I've noticed these little brown spots on some of the lower leaves, and you can see it on that one down there recently, so I'm not sure what that is, but it's just chucked out this awesome big leaf on top here within the last few days or so, so it must be happy. It can't be that unhappy. I think it's going to need a bigger pot soon enough, but that was the 4th plant I got in the set. And yeah, I really like it. They were from baker.com or backer.com, I'm not sure how to spell it. So, but yeah, that's that one, my big banana leaf. Not expecting any bananas or anything, but you never know. There we go. So finally we're here in my kitchen. I've had to put off filming this because the light in the daytime through this window is a bit of a nightmare to film from. So as you can see, the first plant I've got here is my jade plant. And this one is quite an old plant now. I've had this for quite a while. I really quite harshly pruned this back about 2 years ago, almost back to the really thick woody bits, and it's come back great. We've got loads of cuttings from it, and it's doing really well, so I'm really pleased about that. And it really likes this little corner, so I just kind of let it do its thing, and yeah, it seems to be happy. Next to that, as you can see, is the spider plant. So this is the one I mentioned earlier that was the baby I took from the big mother plant last year. This seems to be really happy here, and it's actually still chucking out babies at the moment, as you can see. So another spider plant. Behind it is this really sorry looking thing. I can even get it out. Here we go. So I got this for Mother's Day about 2 years ago, and it has never really done anything. Vintage zinc. I'm not even sure what it is, but that's about as much as it ever does. It's never flowered. It's never done anything. I hate to throw it away, even though I think most of it is dead, because I got it for Mother's Day. But I might have to soon, just to reuse the pot, because yeah, I don't even know what it's supposed to look like. But that's that one. Obviously I've got a bit of a fake plant here, and my try and squeeze that back. There we go. And my fake sunflower. And this is also where I've got my little propagation station that I did a review of. So at the minute I've got cuttings from my golden pothos and the Enjoy Pearls and Jade mix that I think it is now on the windowsill. I've also got loads of cuttings all over my kitchen side that I haven't shown at the moment. But yeah, these are currently all up for sale in my Etsy shop if you're looking to get a pothos, or have a check out of the review of these little propagation stations, because they're pretty amazing, and the fact that you can actually see the roots emerging as they're coming out makes it a lot easier. But I also have jars and stuff that I use. So that's everything. That's all my plants at the moment. I'm gonna do a tour every month, at the end of every month, because I'm literally collecting plants almost every day at the moment. With it being sort of spring, summertime, and everything's growing, so happy to give everybody updates. Don't forget, as always, if you enjoy my videos and want to see more room tours, by all means subscribe, hit the bell, and follow us, and always check out our Instagram for the new plants that we get. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you all soon.